Hey y'all, this is Jackie with Water Bearer Light and Intuition. Welcome or welcome back. Okay, so I'm being called to just kind of go with the flow here, and we're not necessarily doing love, but we'll see what comes out. Possibly love, but could be anything. All right, see what Spirit has to tell us. Keep in mind, this is obviously a collective reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Remember to always use your intuition, and roles may be reversed. I've already said my prayers. All right. All right, one more shuffle. All right. Spirit, what do you have for the collective here as far as whatever situation you feel like talking about here and giving us insight on? We'll see what comes out. This is a we'll see what comes out reading. All right, we have one card. We have intimacy, mutual respect, unity, and closeness. Okay. Could be love. Doesn't have to be. But we'll see. Love seems to be what's on the mind of everyone lately. But we have healing, self-care, introspection, and meditation. So far, these cards, they're basically neutral, so they could go either way. Could be about friends. Whoops. Could be about family. We have nurturing, mentorship, wisdom, and giving back. Well, it looks like you and maybe another person that you have closeness with, mutual respect. Maybe one or both of you are spiritual and meditate. Obviously, the collective is watching tarot, so most likely you are the ones that are definitely spiritual. This person might be as well, but maybe you're doing some self-care. Maybe you both are. But it looks like also at least one of you are very nurturing, just in general. You like to give back. You like to share your wisdom, which is always a good thing. That's always a good thing to do. Always a good thing. And even though the picture on the card has an older gentleman with a little boy, it doesn't have to be that big of an age difference. Could be two people of the same age, actually, where one just has more wisdom than the other. Maybe one has more life experience than the other. Maybe through your spirituality, you have more information or wisdom about life in general, or just spirituality, or the spiritual journey more than this person. So you're just, or you could just be a nurturing person. That could very well be too. Oop. All right. Well, I was thinking maybe this was going to be a non-love reading, but it looks like, well, I guess it doesn't have to be, but we have running. When I get this card, I always think of the runner chaser, because somebody's escaping, they're in denial, they're making excuses. So, it doesn't have to be love. It doesn't have to be. It can be it could be family, it could be friends. It could be any of that. But it looks like you and another person, at least another person, you've been close. You've had a close relationship. Maybe something happened and you're healing. Maybe something didn't happen and you're just going through your spiritual healing journey. Um, and, it's possible that you try to nurture this person, you try to give back and try to mentor this person, and now they're running. They just, maybe they're in denial. They just don't want to become spiritual. They don't want to change. They don't want to go through like dark night of the soul. It is difficult. It is not a pleasant thing, but you have to do what you have to do. You know what I mean? And it's just something that we go through. So you get through it. If there's anything you can do to help another person, yeah, like that's awesome if you can do that. I mean, I would definitely do that for someone. So while I was shuffling, waves came out: emotions, worry, and fear. So it looks like, this person ran. Maybe they were forced to confront and face their emotions more than they wanted. And maybe they've got fear related to that. And this, like I said, this does not have to be romantic. This can, in nature, it can be friends. It can be, family even. But it can just be like a platonic relationship between you and someone else where, yeah, they just didn't like the idea of changing. They didn't like the idea of going through what they had to go through. All right, so we have suffering and silence, unspoken desires, real feelings, broken dreams. And this doesn't, obviously, same. It doesn't have to be, these cards, does not have to be romantic. It seems like a lot of like love readings are coming out lately. I'm being called to do a lot of love readings, but this one can go either way. Still, I don't see anything so far that's necessarily relating to love, that's absolute here. So yeah, this person ran away from facing their emotions. They've got real feelings about something, unspoken desires, broken dreams. They don't want to talk about it, so they ran. But they didn't want to face it, so they ran. But it looks to me like you did everything you could. You try to nurture this person. So all you can do is really give yourself as much self-care as you can. Try to be, as introspective, just like, do your thing. I think you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing. It's them. They need to confront these things themselves. And, as much as you want to help, and as much as, as much mentorship and wisdom that you're giving this person, there's just so much you can do. I mean, you can't, what is you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make them drink, right? That's the saying. So that's basically what this is, you know? And so the card that came out while I was shuffling right now was apology. So I guess this person, maybe you all had an altercation of some sort, or maybe they just blew up at you, but they were acting arrogant with rash actions, running, and maybe like yelling at you. I mean, who knows? It's different for everyone. Take it as it resonates. But obviously, they were insincere. You tried to help them, and now they're realizing, oh my goodness, they're suffering in silence, and they want to come apologize. I guess they realized that all you were trying to do was help. I mean, there could be, they could have done there could be other rash actions involved. There could be. But I mean, running and escaping, being in denial, making excuses. Yeah. It was all out of fear. It was all out of fear. Some people just don't like to confront their emotions. Some people just are not like that. It takes a lot. I'm an Aquarius. I'm not always big on emotions. I'm in my head a lot, and I'm working really hard to not be that way. But I have a lot of water placement, and fire in my chart as well. So, I mean, I think my chart's pretty balanced. So I have no problem in, the right situation, I guess you can say, for me to open up to people. I have no problem. But sometimes it takes me a while because, my mind takes over. So maybe this person is another air sign. Maybe, they are in their head and they just don't deal with emotion very well. Yeah. Whoop. All right, so two cards just popped out. We have paranoid, cautious, insecure, and guarded. So something is making this person paranoid. I don't know if it's maybe it's just confronting their emotions. I mean, maybe they have feelings for you. It's possible. It's possible that maybe through your nurturing of this person, I mean, you are close. If maybe this person is figured out that they had feelings for you, maybe they just realized that, or maybe maybe you were friends for years or something, and they um just realized that they had feelings for you. So instead of confronting those feelings, talking with you about it, they ran, and because of fear, and now they're suffering in silence. They want to apologize, and they realize that now they're being paranoid about things. They're being guarded. Wow, there's a lot going on in this person's head. Also, what came out was chaos, upheaval, disaster, and downfall. So I don't know. These cards came out together. I'm going to put these cards together. I don't know exactly what's going on with that. Something's going on in this person's life, maybe that you don't even know about, because I'm thinking that this cautious, insecure, and guarded, I mean, they could have wounds from other relationships or with people, not necessarily love. It could be anything um, that has caused them to be, guarded. And maybe when you started being really nurturing to them, it kind of freaked them out a little bit because they're not used to that. That's possible. Maybe they've never had anybody that actually cared about them like you do. So now, like in their head, it's chaos. Maybe there's just like it's just like disaster in their head. They're suffering in silence. It's disaster. It also can be their life. Maybe there's a part of their life that you don't know about, and this person just has a chaotic, drama-filled life that's full of upheaval. Maybe they don't want you to know that, so they're guarded and they're cautious. Yeah. And then, you try to help heal them because you're close. And, whether they have feelings for you or not, I mean, you loved on this person. We're trying to help this person and be a mentor, share your wisdom. And they decided to run. And now they're suffering in silence and they're sad about it and they want to apologize. Ooh. Okay, that is a lot of cards. I'm going to take the two that fell out here. So we have the two that came out. We have epiphany, self-reflection, answered questions, untapped talents. So maybe this person, even though they ran, and they're suffering in silence, maybe they had some kind of epiphany here about either you, about things, what they need to do, and today. So they had an epiphany today about the good vibes that you show them and emit with your energy. They, want to come in. Feel like they want to come and talk with you because they want to apologize. But this might come in today, actually. This might come in today. But at least they had this epiphany today. So, it's possible that the The apology might not come in today. Them communicating with you might not come in today. It could. It could very well come in today. But they're at least thinking of your good vibes. They're at least, you know, they're having this epiphany about you. And I think what it is that they realize that everything you did for them or were doing for them, you had very good intentions. You were really trying to help them. And, you know, I think they feel bad about it. Ooh. I feel like they don't like being the way that they are, that they don't want to be in their head all the time. Sometimes can't help, you can't help it, but especially if you've been that way your whole life, it is difficult to pull yourself out of that. But all right, one more card here. We have stagnant, stuck, dead end, and frozen. So, so to me, the way this looks is that they actually, I don't think they're going to come in today to communicate with you. I think that they do want to apologize and have a conversation with you. I think this today is in regard to the epiphany. I think they had some kind of epiphany about you, thinking of your good vibes, how nurturing you are, but for whatever reason they're still feeling stuck and frozen, which is running energy. I mean, it's running away. It's feeling stuck. It's having, this feeling where you're suffering in silence. I mean, I don't know. This person just doesn't seem, I don't know, like they don't communicate very well. They don't like to face their fears and want to talk about it, unfortunately. All right, I'll do a couple of these. Get some tarot and see what that says. All right. Spirit, do you have any information for us in regard to this situation with the collective and the person on their mind? All right, so we have the Hierophant that came out. So let's see, we'll put that here. All right. So I don't know. The more I'm looking at this, I mean, it doesn't have to be. This could be, work situation. It could be family, because the Hierophant is about like tradition and commitment, things like that. So it still doesn't have to be love, but it can be. If this person, has feelings for you that they just had an epiphany about, then maybe they're thinking of higher level commitment with you. It's very possible. But it can also, like I said, relate to love. I'm sorry. It can also relate to work. It could also relate to family. All right. We have the Two of Pentacles. So they're juggling a couple things here. It could be juggling thoughts, feelings. It doesn't have to be people per se. But I mean, I look at this card and you see the way the water is, it goes up and down. It's almost like a roller coaster. So, sometimes if this card is in relation to relationships, it could be like a roller coaster feeling in a relationship where you have highs and lows and things like that. But this could also be, if it's not a love relationship, this could also be, maybe in their head even. If they've got this chaos going on and paranoid feelings, they're suffering in silence. I mean, it looks like it's like their thoughts are all over the place. So could be that they're juggling, dealing with their spirituality or dealing with dark night of the soul, or, it could be a different situation. It might not even be spiritual. It could be that, you all are healing and you were trying to nurture this person and just love on this person. And they just weren't used to, like I said, weren't used to that. Maybe that's not the kind of thing that they were used to. They ran, um, they ran from maybe it's a work situation where, they were expected to have like a more committed role or something, and that they were juggling and, between going back and forth. Is this for me? Is it not? And you were trying to help them out. I kind of feel like it seems more like, I don't know. I don't think it's work related. I think it's either a friend or it could be a love interest. But we had the Seven of Swords come out, so some kind of deception is going on here. So there's something that they are not telling you, or they're hiding. This is probably what is contributing to them taking rash actions, being insincere, having a lot of worry and fears, that they're cautious and guarded, that they've got this upheaval going on, that they decided to run, um, when you tried. It looks like when you tried to help them, run from your nurturing energy, unfortunately. Um, yeah. So we have the Two of Cups. Okay. So most likely this is something love related. Two of Cups is about basically soulmates. So yeah. So it looks to me like this is a love relationship. You might not have any idea about this, because it looks like they had an epiphany today. The epiphany could be that they, all of a sudden they, realize their feelings for you. It could be that their epiphany was that, you are their soulmate. Um, but they did something. There is something going on that they lied to you about, or there is something in relation to deceit that they're not sharing with you. So they obviously, well, actually, with the unspoken desires, real feelings. Yeah, I think that the way I'm feeling, I feel that your person had feelings for you, didn't realize how strong they were until you got close and or closer than you normally did. Maybe it was a platonic relationship. We were just friends, and then they realized how their feelings, how strong their feelings were for you. Once you started nurturing them, and they ran from their feelings. They never told you. That can be what that card is right there, the Seven of Swords. So, maybe they were just going back and forth in their head. Should I say something? Should I not? And juggling things, or juggling ideas. Um, but they do have commitment on their mind. Oh, because they have feelings for you. I don't know if it's reciprocal, but Spirit, how does the collective feel about this person? How does the collective feel about the person on their mind that this reading is about? Now that we know that this person has feelings for the collective. Six of Cups. Aww. So it looks like the collective has really sweet feelings about this person. That could be, past life connection. You might have known this person from childhood. Like I was saying, you all probably had like a platonic relationship. That's the way it feels, that you had a platonic relationship, and that this person just started, realizing their feelings for you, or they've had them and now they realize how strong they are for you. Um, especially when you started acting so, acting so nurturing. You probably were nurturing and loved on them the whole time, but maybe more so now, just depending on what the situation is. Take it as it resonates. But yeah, I mean, this is a card of reminiscing. This is a card of past life connections, somebody wanting to apologize, make things right. Ooh. All right. So, and this is so this is actually your feeling. So you're feeling like this person is like a past life connection, or that, or maybe, like I said, like a childhood friend, sweetheart, whatever the situation is. But then we also have the Seven of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. So yeah, it's this. I think this relationship has been challenging for you, for the collective, even though, you might have known this person for a really long time. You might have a past life connection with them. Like I said, it has been challenging for you. And I can see that in these cards as well. Obviously, they've hidden their feelings from you, and they don't like to talk about feelings and emotions. They ran from you when you tried to be nurturing to them. But it looks to me like you want the Ten of Pentacles with this person, which is, you know, the ultimate desire for stability with another person. I mean, we have, the man and the woman. We've got a grandparent here. We've got a couple dogs here, a child, um, all that good stuff. All these pentacles, definitely stability, long-term stability. So as far as the collective, it looks like you have really positive feelings toward this person, even though it has been difficult. You still have positive feelings for this person, and obviously they love you. So I mean, I kind of think that you love them too. That's how I feel. So let's see here. I take from here. I'm going to take from this oracle deck. Let's see here. So even though we started this out not thinking it was going to be a love reading, it looks like it ended up that way. Which, that's okay. Like I said, I mean, these days a lot of readings tend to be love related. So it's just, love's on everyone's mind, and that's okay. And that is okay. And so first card out on the insights cards here, we have yes, luck is on your side. So that's always good to know. So whether you're going to reunite with this person, whether you're going to have a conversation where they bring some clarity about this epiphany that they had, maybe they'll share their feelings with you. Hopefully they will. Any other advice for the collective? We have pets. Getting a new pet, giving a current pet more love. Aw. So if you have pets, I don't know if this person on your mind has pets, but you could be getting a new pet. You could be getting a new pet together, possibly. But, if you have pets at home, it's always good. I know that, you're probably the one healing and all that good stuff. So it's always a good idea to love on your pets as much as possible. All right, one more card, Spirit. Any other advice? All right, let's see here. Oh, another one doesn't want to come out. One more card, Spirit. Any advice for the collective? All right, we have manifest. Tell the universe exactly what you want. All right. So you all are healing, you're meditating, you have a lot of spiritual wisdom. The universe wants you to know, just tell the universe what you want. Make your wants known because luck is on your side. So if you want to be with this person, you know, or whatever you want from this situation, try to manifest that. If it's something else, just do what you need to do to manifest your desires. The universe is giving you the green light here. All right. Well, that is going to be it for this reading. I hope it helped, and we'll talk soon. Thanks. Bye.